Olympus E-M1 Mark II right here at the camera store. Hello, so who are you?
My name is Claire Harvey May and I work for Olympus UK.
And this is a very anticipated camera right here. Lots of professionals and semi-professionals and enthusiasts are waiting for this one, right?
Absolutely. Big step up from the original E-M1. Has 121 cross points of focusing, super fast autofocus, new processor, new 5-axis image stabilization, new sensor. Pretty much everything inside is new. So yeah, pretty good.
That's Japanese engineering, right?
Oh yeah, without a doubt.
The top level professional.
Yeah, without it, the Japanese are very much about, the R&D guys at Olympus are very much about listening to what the consumer wants. And so the answer was they wanted faster autofocus, they wanted more speed, power, and that's exactly what the R&D guys for Olympus Japan have given them.
So it looks really nice. It's nice grip. How's the battery life?
Battery life is great. I've taken over 2,000 shots on just this one battery.
2,000 shots?
Yeah.
Discount double from what it was before? Or?
Oh yeah, much more than that. I mean, obviously it depends on playback and how much you use the screen, but of course with the articulated screen you can shut it away and your battery life is preserved.
So what lens do you have right now on this?
So at the moment I have the 25mm 1.2, which is the brand new Pro lens. So super fast for super sharp shots. And yeah, it's been really well received. This is already on the shelves and being sold throughout the country.
And you have a different lens you can show here?
So yeah, so this is the one I probably use more for video. This is the new 12-100 f4. Again, all the Pro lenses have manual focus option. This is weatherproof, or weather sealed, so you can, it's dust proof, freeze proof to -10, and you can get it a little bit wet, which I did at the weekend in Ronda. So yeah.
So weather sealing system here.
Yeah, pretty good.
So weather sealing is not waterproof, but what is it, like rainproof?
Yeah, so basically British weather, you know,
British
lots of rain. So
yeah.
You can get caught in the rain. I got caught in the rain at the weekend with this and it was very wet. All you need to do is wipe the front of the lens and you're ready to go again. So it was pretty damp, yeah.
Nice. Can we try to put it on?
Yep, sure. So easy system, take the lens off. Oh, sorry. And
all right.
Sorry.
So this is a lenses made by?
All made by Olympus Zuko lenses, yeah. As you know, we're renowned for our glass. Our glass is pretty famous. Been making lenses and products like this for 80 plus years.
80 years. And right here you would cover it to protect it, or?
Keep it clean.
Keep it clean?
Absolutely.
So how about these two lenses? Which one is more expensive? How much they cost approximately?
They're a similar price. One is 1,099, one is 1,000. So there's literally only £100 difference between the two. But they're two totally different lenses. This is a lens that you use for weddings, something that where you need the long zoom. 12-100 range is pretty much the all-rounder for a working lens. This is more designed for portraits. And a lower aperture for street photography, so it works at 1.2, which again, you know, great low light lens.
So this one has a wider?
Yeah, it has a wider range, 12, right the way through to 100, and also has the opportunity to turn the image stabilization in the body off. So if you wanted to turn the image stabilization off in all the camera, you can do that just by literally switching the lens over.
So let's try. Let's look at the menu, and how would you have? Can you show all the 4K options you have?
Yeah, sure.
Video?
So it's on video mode at the moment on the top. If you just press OK, you have a menu over to the right here, where you can then decide whether or not you want to change the presets at the bottom. But if you ever get this white symbol up with the info box, all you do is press info, and you can change frame rates.
So you have 25, 30, 24.
Yeah, and that's on standard 4K.
But if 102 megabits, standard 4K.
Yeah, but if you wanted 4K, cinema 4K, then obviously you can change this through this menu. And you've got lots of different options there. So we're going to go 4K. So now we'll change it to cinema 4K. And you only get the one rate of 24 frames a second, but obviously that's cinema 4K.
And the bit rate was 237 megabit per second. That's quite high, huh?
Yeah, very high.
And it's a good codec. It's very good.
Yeah. I'm just starting to get into video. It's very new for me, but I've been really enjoying sort of playing with the video recently and getting into it. And obviously with the image stabilization, your images are very steady, very smooth. So
there's going to be movies made with this, like
I can't wait.
Cinema movies.
Oh yeah.
And what are they gonna like? How are they gonna look? What's the Olympus look?
I think the Olympus look is very atmospheric. I think if you ever tried our original lenses like the 75mm, I think you'll love that depth of colour. But you've also got the option of flat, so you can change the colour to a flat rate if you want to. And again, you know, it's going to be great to explore the boundaries and you know where we're going with the 4K. 4K is very popular now. It's a format that's being taken on by a lot of consumers rather than just being the top end video processing types, because as you know yourself, it's not just about the 4K of performance of the camera, it's about how you process that movie, how you play back that movie. And I think that more homes in the UK are gearing up for 4K. TV prices have come down, so that means that 4K is very much more a household item. So yeah.
And this has been a feature request, right? People are asking Olympus, please 4K, this is it.
And also because you can bring stills off of 4K, as you know, bringing an 8.5 megabyte still file off of the product has been something that, you know, we feel is quite important. It's what we've been asked for. It's what we've given them. Obviously, we come from a stills background, and 4K is very important for us. You know, we think it's a market. Everybody shoots video, even if it's only 5 or 10 seconds. Blogging, vlogging, YouTube, and so yeah, very important market for us.
So Olympus has been like a leader in introducing really amazing image stabilization.
Yeah.
And it's been, let's say, for video, but mostly also very good for stills, right?
Absolutely. So we were doing some tests here with the guys at Tech Zone earlier, and we had the 1.2 lens on, and we were getting them to hand hold the lens and see how long they could hand hold for long exposures, and they were doing 3 seconds, 3.5 seconds without any shake at all, and I think that's pretty incredible.
So that brings a whole new type of images, but it's also awesome for video, right?
It's awesome for video, it's awesome for low light, it's awesome for long focal lengths. In all those situations, that's when you're going to need image stabilization, and I think that's where it counts. It's not so much in bright light when you're using shorter focal lengths, but when it's dark, when you've got the longer focal lengths and you need a bit of stability, that's when the 5-axis kicks in. Yeah, absolutely.
So this 5-axis, is it dual, or does it compensate both the lens and the inside?
Okay, so in the body alone, you're getting 5.5 stops of EV, okay, in this body. If you to pair it with the 12-100, you get another stop, so you get 12, so you get 6.5 stops with the two combined. And that combination, basically, the two work perfectly in sync. So this would be the combination ultimately to go for, yeah.
So 6.5 stops, what does that mean? That means all the different axes? What does it mean?
Yeah, it basically means that you can have higher ISOs or lower ISOs, that you don't need to worry about super fast shutter speeds. It just means you're given a little tiny bit of extra help when trying to handhold in the more difficult situations.
So can we look a little bit in the UI? So how do you turn on the image stabilization?
Okay, so you have a choice. You can, if you want to, just turn it off on the body. So if you want to save your battery life, or if you've got it on a tripod, you don't necessarily need to use the ice, you can turn it off there. But in the main menu here, you press OK. Oh, sorry, let me take it out of aperture auto. So here, along the left-hand side here, you've got lots of choices. SIS is all direction shake image stabilization. You can have it on auto, let the camera do the work for you, but if you prefer, you can basically go to all direction, vertical only, or horizontal only. So you've got the options, or maybe just to shoot, completely turn it off. And obviously options 2 and 3, you know, that would allow you to shoot if you're shooting airplanes, or if you know that maybe you're only shooting left to right, or if you know you're only shooting up and down. You've got a great option for the sensor to be more, more controlled by yourself. So rather than having on all the time, you have much more control about where it's going.
Wow, so the whole area in there's a gyro and accelerometer and everything,
yeah,
and it's countering movements.
Absolutely. So the camera moves independently from the sensor. So if you imagine the sensor is in a magnetic field, and basically, I shall just take this off very quickly. But if you imagine that the sensor is in a magnetic field and it moves independently from the camera, so no matter how you move around, the sensor always tries to stay central, and that's the most important thing about image stabilization.
All right, and that's in real time. It's amazing technology.
Oh yeah,
it's awesome.
Absolutely real time. Yeah.
So it's crazy fast microcontroller, something going on in there and everything is on like smooth.
Yeah, it's run by a vertical coil motor. So the quality in the tech going in there. As I said, this is one of our core technologies. We absolutely love this basis because it means But even though these camera systems are lighter and they're smaller, it means they can be built well. It means they can have a metal body rather than have a polycarbonate body. So you get really good quality of field body. So that means they can be a little bit more weighted because you've got the 5-axis, but actually, you know yourself, that's really light. It's really easy to carry around.
So there's this Panasonic G80.
Yep.
How like the IBIS is definitely better here?
I think so. I think our algorithms, because obviously we lead this technology, I think our algorithms are better. I think the gyros are better. But you know, that is obviously to be tested out for the reviewers to test out one against the other. That certainly isn't for me to say that we're better than a Panasonic. But obviously I would say that because I think the Olympus product is incredible.
You have the Cinema 4K, so you have a 237 megabit per second.
Yeah, we do.
For 24 like cinema style.
Yep.
And what other things would you say is better compared to that? Let's say Panasonic. How would the image engine, or how is it different?
I think that's always difficult to ascertain, as I said, because we don't always put our products up against another product to do what we're on about. What we talk about is meeting standards that our customers want ourselves. What they've wanted from previous models. So it isn't always about putting yourself up against the competition. It's about making sure that you're the best in the field that you are. I think our TruePix 8 processor, quad-core processor, is extremely fast, and it matches and pairs beautifully with the 5-axis, with the new 20 megabytes pixel sensor. So I think all those things combined make this an incredibly good camera.
So it's a quad-core. How was it before?
Yeah, it was quad-core. Before it was just dual, which means quad-core, 2 of those processors are firing up the image quality, color, and that type of thing. The other 2 basically are all about the speed. So they're working in tandem with each other, and obviously with the other features of the camera, everything is pretty perfect.
I'm guessing it's got to be a bunch of ARM processors in there. So it's probably ARM style. Can we open it up just for a second?
Sure.
And so there's touch. You can focus where you want, right?
Absolutely. So if you wanted to do off-center, if you want the pillar to be in focus, that's where you touch. If you wanted the back screen to be in focus, that's where you touch. So again, great if you want to shoot low level, street photography. If you don't want to be in somebody's face when you're shooting, you want to be discreet, you can shoot really nice low waist level like this. So again, great for street photography.
And where did the microphone input and headphone, where are they?
Yep, okay, so here we go. You've got the microphone input here. You've got the headphone input here. You've got HDMI here.
Right.
And then you've also got on this side, you've got the remote control. I don't have the grip on me, but the grip also takes vertical shooting and has a D-pad on the back as well. So.
And the connector, what's going on there?
Yeah, straight connector, straight forward into our Olympus, standard Olympus connection on the bottom.
What do they do, the standard connections?
Everything, pretty much everything. So you can power, you can do things like run dual battery. So when with this, the body battery runs out, it goes straight into the grip battery. Obviously everything runs, everything you can do on the camera can run from the grip. So I have a shutter control, aperture control, and as I said, the D-pad on the back. So pretty much everything that you can do this way. So if you shoot portrait, it's a good idea.
And European version, American version, there's no limit in length of video? It's not 30 minutes, right?
Yeah, no, it is 30 minutes.
It is 30 minutes.
That's the law. Yeah,
that's the law.
Yeah, because
why
it's
would
all
they do
about,
that?
It's the licensing thing. So video, you go into a different license when you get to video. So it is 29 minutes and 59 seconds, but then you stop the button and start again.
Wouldn't it be nice if there was a way for people who want to pay, if there's a license to pay for, they could just pay and send the money to the EU, and then just
send the money to the EU. I think ultimately. Who knows? I mean, I don't know so much about licensing, but you're right, because of the quality of 4K and how these cameras are coming on, who knows what is going to come. But it's all about licensing laws to do with PAL and NTSC, and not so much to do with this. But now the two worlds are colliding. Maybe that's a question we'll be answering very much in the future.
Maybe this is why you voted for Brexit, right? I'm just joking. But can we look at the SD card is dual slot?
Yeah, so it's dual slot. So the top one is UHS 2 and the bottom one is UHS 1.
So you can simultaneously record on both, or?
Yeah, absolutely. So you could have this one set for stills, this one for video. You could have this one set for JPEG, this one set for RAW. You could have both sets to record to both cards at the same time. Lots and lots of options within the menu.
Also the 4K at both at the same time. The 4K video you could just record, stream both.
All right, I'm coming.
That's a good question.
Yeah, I'll check later. No problem.
That's
All right.
a good question.
Okay, cool. So this is great, and the price is.
So the body only is in sterling 1,850. If you pair it with the 1240, it's I've forgotten 2,499. I can't
People
remember
will
now.
find that online.
You'll find that out
so who's
afterwards.
going to be the customer?
Okay, so
who's going to buy this one? You think?
Oh, this is a good question. So obviously the E-M1 originally is now 3.5 years old. So a lot of our core original E-M1 customers will be buying this. In fact, we've seen lots of pre-orders on this basis alone. But today we've already had a Nikon switcher and a Canon switcher come and see us and purchase. So I think there'll be a lot of those coming over.
It's going to be professionals, semi-professionals, people making videos for the web.
Yeah.
People making
We're
real.
wildlife photographers, sports photographers, anyone wanting the speed that was not so capable in previous models. This is the one.